Hello class, this is Mr. AC once again, yet again, and this time I'm going to be going over logarithmic properties. So in order to do that, I wrote down the three properties, okay? We have the product property right up here, which says the log of base b of a plus the log of base b of c is equivalent. It's the same thing as log base b of a times c. Then we have the quotient property, which says the exact same thing, except instead of an addition sign, we have the subtracting sign. And when we see the subtracting sign, well, that's log base b of a minus log base b of c equals log base b of a divided by c. Finally, we have the power property, which is a times log of x. That's actually the same thing as log x raised to the a. Now, believe it or not, if you remember, you as a class were the ones who found out these properties. You found out these patterns, you know? So let's just refresh our memory on how to actually use them. I want to do this problem right here, okay? This is one that involves square roots because I feel like it's a very popular one. It's one that seems like a lot of you have been very interested in seeing how it plays out, okay? So we have something that looks like this. And the problem is asking you to either expand or simplify these properties. So we have something like log base 7, okay? And our input is going to be 3 cube root of x times 2 times y. Now the first thing that we have to do is we need to convert this into right now we see this cube root 3 and it makes it hard to know what to do. So what I mean by converted is that I want to write into its equivalence form. If you look at the video I just posted on inverse equation, I kind of explain a little bit more on how to do that and why that's done. So we can rewrite this as log base 7, okay, of parentheses x2y to the power of 1/3. Okay, so I don't know if you probably just heard my cat, but other than that, basically whenever you see the number out here, the 3 cube root, that means that anything inside the square root, that's the same thing as that, put parentheses, raised to the power of that, except it's just 1 divided by 3. So this is x times 2 times y raised to the power of 1/3, 1 divided by 3. Now we can use, and right now we can go ahead and use the power property. So we have something that looks like this. We have log. Oh, I apologize. You should have your base b in here and your base b in there too. So that was my mistake. You should. So oh yeah, back to where I was. We have log of base b. Well, we have log of base 7. Okay, and instead of x, we have x2y, and then we have raised to the power of a. Well, our a is 1/3. Okay, we're raising this to the power of 1/3. Well, that is the same thing as a, which is 1/3, times log over base, well that's just 7, of whatever's inside. So I can rewrite this using the power rule. It's almost like I just grab this and I just put it out here. So it's going to be 1/3 times log base 7 parentheses of x2y, close that parentheses. Okay, now because we have multiplication in here, we need to know to use the product property. We have something that has a times c. The only thing is that there's 3 in here now, but that's okay because we can kind of consider a as x, and we can consider c as 2y. Okay, so we can rewrite this now as 1/3, and I'm going to put parentheses. Okay, log base 7 of x plus log base 7 of 2y, and I'm going to close the parentheses. There we go. Because the 1/3 is multiplying, could distribute and multiply each. So I want to make sure I always put parentheses closing it out. Okay, so I kind of expanded that out. Now I want to expand this out here. I have 2 times y, and that's the same thing. We just want to use the product property. Okay, our a value is like 2, and our y value, our c value in this problem is our y. Our y value is c, our 2 is our a. So now we can see over here that we just need to rewrite this as log base b. Well, that's 7 of a. Well, in our problem, that's 2. So log base 7 of 2 plus log base 7 of c. Well, that's y. So log base of y. So when I finally do that, I'm going to go ahead and erase this because I'm running out of room. You should be able to, you should be writing this down, so you can just look from that. We're going to have log of base, oops. Thanks for correcting me, I bet. You're probably going to tell me to stop. Log base 7 of 2 plus log base 7 of y. Now I'll close that parentheses. And we are officially done. We have expanded this out as much as possible. Okay, I'm going to erase this and we're going to do one more problem. Okay, here we go. I'm going to write down 2 times log base 3 of x minus log base 3 of y. Okay, so before we had a problem that I think it was log base 7 of x to y raised to the 1/3. Well, now we have something that's in this form. If you look over here, in this problem here, we have a number that's multiplying our log. Well, in this problem, what's that number? Well, yeah, our number is 2. We have 2 multiplying log base 3 of x. So we can rewrite this into this form. So we know that the a now is going to become the exponent. Okay, so we know our a is 2. We know our base is 3. Okay, and our input x is the same x. So we want to make it look like that. Well, we know what our base is. We said that was 3. So this can be rewritten as log base 3. We know that our x value is x. So this is x. Oh, that's my cat, by the way. Gotta move her out the way. Okay, so let me go ahead and cancel that out. Here we go. Okay, so we have log base 3 of x, right? And now it's x raised to a. Well, our a was 2, so we can rewrite this like that. So if you saw in the last example, we had something that went down. We can bring this back to our exponent right up here. Okay, but we still have this minus sign, log of 3 y. Okay, and before I didn't mention this, but I do want to mention this real quick, is that when you take the exam, you do want to mention the property you use to get more credit. So right here, I might write this down like that. From here to here, I use the power property. Okay. It's important that you do that because I'll give you, that's the difference between a median and an exceeding. But when we see that you know what property you're using, that lets us know that you understand how to see it and how to rewrite it. Okay, now I see something with the minus sign, so I want to look at my quotient property. So we know my base is 3, so log base of a, log base of 3, my, hold on 1 second again, sorry. Oh, it's okay. Okay, back to where we were. Log base of b of a, so log base 3, and our a is x squared. And minus log base, so minus log base 3 of c. Well, that's just y. We can rewrite this as log of base b. Well, our base is 3, so I'll put that down here. And then we have a, so log base 3 of a. Well, a was x squared divided by c. Well, in our problem, c was y, so divided by y. Okay, and in this problem, we went from an expanded form to now a simplified form. So if you kind of see in the last video, we had something that went from this, and we kind of worked our way out. Now we're working our way out to a more simplified version. So I want to go down here, and I want to go ahead and say from here to here, I use the quotient property. Quotient property. And there we go. I am officially done because I can't simplify this any further because x squared divided by y, well, I can't do anything because they're not the same. X is different than y. So at this point, I'm done. I have officially left it. Officially completed the problem. hopefully this helps, and if you have any more questions, just go ahead and write it in the comment box, and if worst case scenario you still need help, maybe I'll even post another video. Okay, take care. Toodaloots.